Hello students, welcome to the course on analog and digital communication systems, and the course code is EC501. This is the course for BTech 5th semester EC students. Myself, Dr. Surojit Bosak, Assistant Professor of EC Department, Guru Nanak Institute of Technology, Kolkata. This is my official mail address. In some last few classes, we have already completed module number 1, that is the introduction of analog communication systems. Module 2, that is random processes. Module 3, that includes pulse type modulations. Module 4, that is signal vector representations, that includes signal space analysis, ISI symbol interference and data transmission part. So all these 4 modules we have already completed. So only remaining module is the last module, is the module number 5. So let us start lecture number 1 from the module 5, digital modulation techniques. And from this module, today I want to cover these topics, that is types of digital modulation, coherent binary amplitude shift keying, and coherent binary phase shift keying, which is abbreviated as BPSK, and amplitude shift keying, binary amplitude shift keying, is abbreviated as BASK. And the lesson objectives of this topic are: study various digital modulation techniques which can compute the bit error performance and compare their advantages and limitations. And the second lesson objective is study signal vector representation of various digitally modulated signals by creating signal constellation. And this topic is mapped with CO2 and CO number 5. So let us start lecture number 1 from the module 5, that is digital modulation techniques, with the top topic of types of digital modulation. So what is digital modulation? We already know that about modulation. So modulation is defined as a process in which some characteristics of the carrier is varied according to the modulating signal. In digital modulation, the modulating signal basically consists of binary data. That means a combination of zeros and ones. And the carrier signal, as it is, it was a basically sinusoidal wave. So in digital modulation, remember that the message signal basically consists of a binary data. There are mainly 3 types of digital modulation techniques are present. They are amplitude shift keying, that is ASK, frequency shift keying, FSK, and phase shift keying, which is abbreviated as PSK. Now, apart from this modulation, some advanced digital modulation techniques are also present and which will be discussed later on. So, in case of amplitude, these are the simple or basic digital modulation techniques. So, here see, this is the binary data or message signal, that is 1010, and it is the sinusoidal carrier wave, high frequency. So, in case of ASK, that is amplitude is varying. Amplitude of the carrier is varied. So, when it is 1, it has a amplitude, and when it is 0, it has almost no amplitude or some amplitude due to noise. But in case of frequency shift keying, here frequency of the carrier signal is varied according to the amplitude of the message signal. So, here see, from 1 and 0, two different frequencies are present. 1 for high frequency and 0 for low frequency. In phase shift keying PSK, phase of the carrier is varied. So, from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1, there is a phase shift of amount 180 degree. So, this is the basic concept about ASK, FSK and PSK. Now, there are mainly two types of digital modulation techniques are present. One is called coherent and other is called non-coherent. Coherent digital modulation techniques are those techniques which employ coherent detection. Coherent detection means what is coherent detection? In coherent detection, the local carrier generated at the receiver is phase locked with the carrier at the transmitter. The detection process is done by correlating received noisy signal and locally generated carrier. That means the carrier which is required at the receiver is same phase and same frequency with the carrier which is required for at the time of transmission or at the time of modulation. So, coherent detection is basically a synchronous detection. And what is non-coherent? Non-coherent digital modulation techniques are those techniques in which detection process does not need coherent wave. That means no need to carrier for the demodulation at the receiver. So, that is called non-coherent type of digital modulation technique. So, in non-coherent digital modulation technique, there is no requirement of reference wave. So, first we start the very basic modulation techniques. Simplest, better to say simplest digital modulation technique, which is called coherent binary amplitude shift keying, or it is called on-off keying. So, in ASK, coherent means synchronous carrier is required at the receiver. That is why the name comes coherent. And binary means it only message signal is in binary form. That is a combination of 1 and 0. So if this is the message signal 1010101 and this is the carrier signal, then in case of amplitude shift keying, that means what is the modulated waveform for amplitude shift key? It has only amplitude when the data becomes 1, and in case of 0 there is no amplitude. So in case of 1, so 3, this is the modulated waveform. So here in case of 1 there is amplitude, and in case of 0 no amplitude. So that is the basic concept about amplitude shift keying. So it is like a on off. When 1 it is on, when 0 it is off. So that is why it is called on off keying. On off, 1 1 1, then 0 0 0. 0 means no amplitude, 1 has, 1 means it has the amplitude, it has an amplitude, and 0 means no amplitude. So that is why it is called on off keying. Now what is the mathematical expression for amplitude shift keying? Since you know that it has only amplitude when the data becomes 1. So in that case, ST equal to root over 2 EB by TB into cos 2 pi FCT if the carrier frequency is FC and carrier signal is cos 2 pi FCT. When the data or when it transmits only 1, where EB basically the signal energy per bit, transmitted signal energy per bit, and TB is the bit duration or symbol duration, and FC is the carrier frequency. So when we transmit 1, then the expression for ASK is this part is the amplitude root over 2 EB by TB. So this part is basically the amplitude. Energy by time, so this is basically the power into root 2 power. So this is basically the amplitude, and cost which is multiplied by the carrier frequency cos 2 pi FCT. And when we transmit 0, that means no signal is present. So ST is 0 for transmission of symbol 0. Now if we want to draw the signal space diagram for ASK, as we already know about how to design a basis function from the expression, already we discussed it into module number 4, that is signal space analysis. So already we know for that about the basis function. So from this expression we can easily say that there is only one basis function is required, one basis function of unit energy is required. So which is 2 by TB cos 2 pi FCT. See, so only one basis function of unit energy is required, which is phi 1 t, say, which is 2 by TB cos 2 pi FCT. So ST, this signal when transmit 1, this signal can be shown as root EB into phi 1 t. So only one basis function is present. say it is phi 1t, only one basis function, and in this basis function symbol 0, that means at point 0 there is no amplitude, at point 0 there is for message point or symbol 0. Now for symbol 1 is basically root EB plus root over EB. So plus root over EB, that point is symbol 1. So this is the signal space diagram, very simple, or better to say simplest among the digital modulation techniques. Simplest signal space diagram. So this is the signal space diagram, or it is called constellation diagram of ASK. Now, how to generate ASK? That means, and how to, or generation and coherent detection of ASK. So how an ASK signal can be generated? Simply data with, see the waveform. Just see the, let us see the waveforms. See, simply multiplication, or it is called a balance modulator. In the balance modulator, one is digital data or binary input data, another is carrier, signal is pulsed. After that, it can generate an ASK waveform. See, the balance modulator or multiplier is required for generation of ASK signal. So here the input digital data and carrier signal. After modulator, it goes through a band pass filter. So band limiting signal or ASK modulated signal is generated. Now receiver or detection. As we know that it is a coherent type of ASK. That means in the receiver, a local carrier is required, which is synchronous. That means same phase and same frequency with the carrier used at the transmitter. So a local carrier of frequency FC is required. So first incoming ASK waveform, which is multiplied by a local carrier cos 2 pi FCT. So incoming ASK waveform, that is amplitude into root over 2 EB by TB multiplied by cos 2 pi FCT. So after multiplied, a cos square term is generated. Now when it is integrated, integrator circuit, multiplier followed by integrator, that is basically a correlator circuit or a matched filter. So after integrate, it can generate the DC term. So cos 4 pi FC term is rejected by this integrator. So here DC term is passes to the decision device, and here a threshold is applied. So decision taken in favor of symbol 1 when threshold exceed, otherwise decision taken in favor of symbol 0. In demodulation, basically we want to get whether in some bit interval, whether the input data was actually symbol 1 or symbol 0. So a threshold is applied at the decision device, and decision taken in favor of symbol 1 if threshold exceed, and if threshold not exceed, then decision taken in favor of symbol 0. So this is the how we can generate and coherently detected the ASK waveform. Next is the power spectral density of ASK, or better to say bandwidth of ASK. So how PSD can be generated, or what is the power spectral density of ASK modulated signal? Very simple, that the data used in the input here, basically on-off signal. On-off means basically unipolar energy signal. So when we know the spectrum of U energy in the line coding part, so in this chapter, basically the application of all the previous chapters. In this chapter, signal space diagram and PSD of line coding, data transmission, that is match filter part, all are required. The concept of all from that are required. So how you can evaluate the PSD of amplitude shifting? So you know the PSD of U energy or on-off signal, and when it is multiplied with cos 2 pi fct, that means you know that the spectrum is shifted by plus minus fc. So see, the spectrum is just shifted by plus minus fc, and this is the spectrum. See the impulse here at fc and minus fc part. So this is the spectrum of basically unipolar energy signal. And what is the bandwidth? Bandwidth is basically 2 into RB, where RB is 1 by TB. So the bandwidth of ASK signal is 2 by TB. So this is all about amplitude shifting. Now let us start another digital modulation technique, which is coherent phase shift keying or coherent binary phase shift keying, that is called BPSK. So let us start from BPSK. What is BPSK? So in BPSK, as we know that from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0, there is a phase shift of 180 degree. So if 1 is represented by the expression, say 2 EB by TB cos 2 pi FCT, say this S1T is equal to root over 2 EB by TB cos 2 pi FCT, where EB is the transmitted signal energy per bit, TB is the bit duration or symbol duration, FC is the carrier frequency. So if this expression is for transmission of symbol 1, then for symbol 0, it is just cos 2 pi FCT plus pi, because from 1 to 0 or 0 to 1, there is a phase shift of 180 degree. So if S1 is 1 for transmission of symbol 1 is represented by this expression, so for transmission of symbol 0 can be represented as S2T is root over 2 EB by TB cos 2 pi fct plus pi, because from 1 to 0 there is a phase shift of 180 degree. So this is minus root over 2 EB by TB cos 2 pi fct. To ensure in each transmitted bit an integral number of carriers are to be present, that is why FC is chosen as NC by TB, where NC is a fixed integer. So this is the expression, mathematical expression for BPSK signal for when transmission for symbol 1, and this expression is valid when for transmission of symbol 0. So from the earlier expression, that is these two expression, we can say that only one basis function of unit energy is sufficient. So only one basis function of unit energy is required, which is say phi 1 t, which is 2 by TB root over square root of 2 by TB cos 2 pi fct, where t belongs to 0 to TB. Therefore, S1t and S2t, we can express the S1t and S2t in terms of phi 1t. Say S1t is basically root over EB into phi 1t. And similarly, S2t is equal to minus root over EB into phi 1t, where t is valid for 0 to TB. See here that S1t is root over EB into phi 1t, where phi 1t is 2 by root over 2 by TB cos 2 pi fct. Similarly, we can say that S2t is equal to minus root over EB into phi 1t. Then how to generate its signal space diagram or constellation diagram? So in the earlier expression, that only one basis function is present. So we can say that its signal space diagram is again one dimensional. That means n equal to 1 with two signal or two message points. That means m equal to 2. So only one basis function is present, and with this basis function in this constellation consisting of two message points. So in this case, n equal to 1 and m equal to 2. So in the basis function, where is the message point are present? Where are the message points are present? On the basis function. So how to determine the coordinates of the message point if the basis function is phi 1t? So we know that from the signal space analysis, in this case you have to evaluate S11 and S21. So what is S11? S1 is basically integration of 0 to TB. That part actually I covered in the signal space diagram also, that the fundamental concept. Just here now in the digital modulation technique, we apply the concept of signal space analysis. This is the beauty of signal space diagram. So S11 is defined as 0 to TB S1T, phi1T, dt. So you know the S1T and phi1T. See, this is the phi1T, 2 by TB cos 2 pi FCT. And you know the value of S1T, this is root over 2 EB by TB cos 2 pi FCT. So by putting the value of S1T and phi1T and after integrate it, you can see that the value is plus root over EB. And for the message point 2, or better to say for symbol 0, the coefficient is S21. So S21 basically 0 to TB, integration of 0 to TB S2T phi1T dt. So you know about S2T and phi1T. So similarly, after integration it would be minus root over EB. So the message points are, for symbol 1, it is S11, which is plus root over EB. And for message point 2, which is say S21, which is minus root over EB. So now draw the constellation diagram. See, say this is the phi1, that is the basis function, which is one dimensional. And in this basis function, message point 1 exists at point plus root over EB. Say this point plus root over EB, where message point 1 exists and message point 0 exists for say minus root over EB. So say it is for message point 2, whose mean value is minus root over EB. So this is the constellation diagram or signal space diagram of BPSK. So for symbol 1 or message point 1, the waveform is like that, where the amplitude is root 2 EB by TB, and similarly it is minus 2 root over square root of 2 EB by TB. So this is for S1T for or message point 1. So if it is for binary data 1, then another for that is for binary data 0. If we want to transmit the binary data 0, that means it is just 180 degree phase shifted. So for message point 2 or transmission for the symbol of 0, it is just, see here carefully, it is just 180 degree phase shifted. So it starts from minus square root of 2 EB by TB. See, so this is about waveform and constellation diagram of BPSK. So in the let us stop here. In the next class, we discuss from the probability of error, which is very much important for BPSK signal. from this constellation diagram, actually we can calculate the average probability of symbol error. So let us stop the today's session. Thank you. Thank you so much.